Good morning or evening, friends. Ooh, I'm a friendly announcer. And I've got some serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say. Oh, y'all. Well, I'll stop. First of all, let me welcome you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome once again to the Mental House with your host, Khadijah. So glad that y'all could join me this morning. I don't know if the commentary or is going to be what you want to hear, but it's right in line with what I usually talk about. I got a link sent to me by a good friend of mine. Shout out to you, Seb. Um, Regarding a total abusive situation with a mother and daughter, and y'all know how I feel about that. You know how I always contend that our families are the origin of all the madness. Okay? Because if we can go back and straighten out some of that garbage, especially if we had dysfunctional parents, narcissistic, just emotionally unavailable, overwhelmed with stress and poverty and all that kind of stuff, most of these women took that stuff out on their children. Okay? And so, just like a lot of comedians, that we laugh at, and when you listen to the dysfunction, um, that is really the brunt of jokes. This is the kind of stuff that destroys people emotionally. So when my friend sent me this video, this link, I could not believe what I saw. Well, yes, I could. I could believe what I saw because I've seen this and worse. But I guess the craziness of it, that the woman would actually send this disrespect, humiliation, degradation of her child out virally. I guess that's what really gets me. Because I know firsthand what it feels like to be raised with extremely narcissistic, or codependent, emotionally unavailable parents. Okay. First of all, my mother was very young. My father, they were married, but they were 19 and 17. So you go figure. There's no 19 and no 17-year-old emotionally ready to handle any children. I don't care if they're married or not, because science has proven that really your brain is continually growing to you like 25. So you're just not emotionally prepared to give a child what it needs at that age. I mean, there's going to be some exceptions to some rules, and I honor that. But for the most part, I share and shed love and light on all of us that have been raised by dysfunctional people who possibly have done the best they could, parents who are alcoholics, or parents who were drug addicts, or whatever the hell. They just didn't emotionally give us what the hell we needed. And we had to figure that shit out along the way and break down this programming and reboot this damn computer, because the programming that we had from these people were just fucking corrupt. Now, if you can't even say that about your parents and about your upbringing, then that's why you see society is so crazy. Because remember, families make communities. Communities make societies. Societies make states and cities, and thus you have a country. So if we can't start there in our families, it's going to be a hard day to fix this craziness. So when I go back and look at the video, and like I said, this job doesn't come with a manual, being a parent. But this right here is insanity. That this woman thought that her daughter's hygiene was not up to par. So she humiliated her on camera. She humiliated her by filming her soiled garments, and talked about, she stinks in between her legs and tampons and just all the whole shebang. I've never seen something so humiliating in my life, and I know that this girl already has severe emotional problems. So when she goes out into the world and meets somebody, or somebody impregnates her and she brings another life to birth, um, the cycle is not going to be broken, and she's going to probably damage her child in the way that her mom has damaged her emotionally, knowingly or not. Okay, I spend a lot of time making sure, because I always tell my daughter that her job is not to protect me or my emotions, my feelings. My job is to protect you. If I'm 90 years old and I'm still on the planet and you're 60, I'm still your mom, and my responsibility for that never goes away. Okay, it is my responsibility to look at you dead in your eye and validate your feelings, your concerns, your outlook on life, so in turn it'll build your character to trust yourself. And sometimes, I mean, I can't say that I was 100% perfect. I got it all right all the time. No, I didn't. But I can tell you one thing: I looked forward to being a parent. Okay, and I sacrificed totally when my child was born. So I didn't have this type of this frustration with parenthood that a lot of women I see have. So that's number one. And I was damn near 30 when I had my child. So, young babies was just popping out the womb. I was there for a long time because I had an old baby. And my baby is a very old soul. So my point being, when I watched this young lady, I just felt like somebody needed to humiliate that mother. And the police need to come and remove that child from, and somebody need to put the mother in therapy, because I realized that she's got a lot of damage. Maybe her mama talked to her that way. So I try to shine love and light on them, because she got to knock that shit off. Okay, because I do know that hurt people hurt. And if she hasn't addressed all the scumbag names that her mom probably called her, because this stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum. The way her mom abused her, she's taking it out on her daughter. And if she's got any kind of insecurities of her own, then her daughter can also present a threat to her. Yes, women, y'all, we have been known to do all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm just going to call you out on it. I don't have my raw hat today either. But you already know how crazy we can fucking get. Okay? These men ain't crazy when they start talking about, dude, what's wrong with her? Because we can be crazy. We can be out there so bad that I'd be like, ooh, sometimes with our disrespectful mouths. All you got to do again is look at the girl in the mall in Atlanta whenever you want a reminder of just how a subculture USA in the black community is. I ain't speaking about no other group, because I'm speaking about this group. This is what I witnessed. This is at an all-time low for black people from all I can remember. I've never seen us behaving in this way. We always had our issues, but we always had an underlying love for one another too. And this kind of bullshit, not only we probably have been doing it for a long time, but to send this shit viral is just absolutely unacceptable. And I don't know who hurt you, sister, but you really need help. And for you to talk to your daughter that way, and then I'm going to, again, put a link in the description, I hope, that you can see this video if you haven't already. But the worst thing to me is when the ignorant lady said something to her daughter to the effect of, if these were your friends, they wouldn't have reposted it. After the mother made the video, she ended up making another video humiliating the daughter again, telling her that if her friends loved her so much, and they were really truly her friends, then they wouldn't have reposted the video. Now, how insane is that? Because if the mother wasn't so damn crazy, she would have sat her down and talked to her in the first place. And she would not have thought twice. I would never humiliate my child that way. Oh my God. I could never do her like that. And if I did, if she never forgave me, I would understand why. She's a human being that has feelings. And I've always tried to honor her feelings. Something I don't think my parents did to me. That's why I was so adamant. And of course, you hit and miss sometimes, but I was very conscious. Because growing up with a minister and growing up in a religious and just a dogma related type of environment, y'all already know that I had no autonomy. Okay, we had the whole gamut: the golden child, the mascot, the family comedian, the family scapegoat. All of it was in my home. Okay, and some of y'all had the same shit in yours. You don't lie. You're gonna probably say, "No, my family was perfect," but I'm here to say, you're lying. You're a liar, a liar, because your family was fucked up too. Now, I don't know if it was as messed up as this girl here on this video, but I tell you what, if you know anybody that's treating their child in this way, humiliating them, insulting them, just bow breaking them down like that, you need to tell them to knock it off. You need to tell them to stop killing that baby's soul. Because it is not your right to break a human being's emotional development down that way. Put them so far behind the 8 ball where their self-esteem is just so low. Because the first teacher that they have been given is a crazy lady, and who has no self-respect for herself, let alone for her children. And so she's going to produce and create a cesspool full of just emotionally devastated individuals. Not healthy, but emotionally devastated individuals who going to end up being codependent or narcissistic or just all kinds of personality disorders. So if you treat your children that way, please knock it off. Please don't humiliate your child that way. Okay? That's all I got to say. Thanks, Seb, for sending me that link, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being out there. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to see y'all next time in the mental house. Bye-bye.